No. Good boy. Very good boy. See, we show you that picture called angiogram. It varies from 12,000 to about 50,000 depending on which hospital you are done. Everybody gets an angiogram. It's like everybody who goes to your house gets a cup of tea. Everybody who goes to the hospital gets an angiogram. And what we see is 4 big arteries outside, which is called epicardial artery. Don't worry about all that. But a simple thing is, this is an artery, and this they show as the block. And they say 90% block. Appa the poor wife thinks, eppadi 10% ivar irukkaru. Then he'll say, இப்போ பண்ணணும் இப்போ போக முடியாது, வீட்டுக்கு போக முடியாது சார், பணம் இல்ல வீட்டுக்கு போக முடியாது, போயிட்டு வர்றப்ப சத்து போன நான் ஜவாப்தாரி இல்ல. You are sitting on a volcano, it might burst anytime. This 90% thing has nothing whatsoever to do with the disease, because this is a God-given block. This is a patch. The artery is injured and then it's patched with some cholesterol. It's a nice patch. But what kills you is what's called intramural plaque. It is in the wall like that. That can never be seen by an angiogram. It can only be seen by an angioscope. If you look at an angioscope, it looks as if that's rough surface there. The picture doesn't show. And this kills because it attracts a clot and tuck, you are dead. This does not attract a clot. That's 90% neethik varale. That 90% has taken about 50 years to come. They did a survey on children going to school. Angiogram pannanga. Young soldiers, American soldiers in the Vietnam War and Korean War, aged 18 years, young healthy soldiers were shot dead, were post-mortem angiogram, and 76% of them had 3-vessel disease, 3-vessel blocks. 52% of them had 2-vessel block, and 15% of them had left main block. Today's standards, all those boys need a bypass surgery. But they were in the American army. Now we know this plaque is called vulnerable plaque. This is called in the vessel wall. This is the wall of the vessel. There's a plaque there which can't be seen. And that's called the vulnerable plaque. That's a killing plaque. That's a dangerous plaque. And today there are simple blood tests to find out if you have that block. If you have chest pain, 1-2 tests which may cost about 10 rupees, we can say whether you have vulnerable plaque working. But this is intraluminal block. It's nothing to do with the 50%, 60%, 90% means nothing. And the heart is not a stable structure. It's doing that. And each time you do that, what is 5% can be 100% also. I'll show you how. Does that. As the X-ray is taken, it is doing that 72 times a minute. So you don't know which way you're seeing. If you really want to scientifically find out, there are methods of doing it, but we don't want to do that because that's not business. So heart is simple, one simple word. Have a heart. You will have a healthy heart. You know what's meant by metaphorically have a heart? Be kind. That's all. So friends, there are a lot of myths in every field, including homeopathy. Venkatraman is absolutely right. Why homeopathy? Everything that we do for others, there are myths galore. And real progress is trying to demolish the myths and not repeat the known things. It's very easy to repeat the known things. எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும், புக்கில் இருக்கு, நான் படிச்சுட்டு அப்படியே ஒரு வாமிட் பண்ணா I'll get first rank. All these first rankers have lost the power to think. That is why Alexis Carrel wrote a book, Man the Unknown. He is a Nobel laureate. He said, every newborn child is a genius to be converted an idiot in school. So friends, life is not very complicated. We complicate life. Life has nothing to worry about as long as you don't worry about it. And life is so nice. And life has got a lot of potentials. You don't know your potentials. You think, who am I? I can't be nothing. You can today, if you want, and make up your mind to climb the Himalayas, you can be Ten Singh. You can go. You can make up your mind. So, please do not get any negative thoughts. They kill you. Have only positive thoughts in the mind. Positive thoughts. Everything. Remember, there is always the morning after a dark night. When you get worried, depressed, you think the end has come. A lot of us commit suicide when you're depressed. But remember, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And night and day are like that. That's why Rudyard Kipling wrote a poem after studying Indian philosophy, because the only philosophy in the world which can give you any solace is Indian philosophy. Of course, there are other philosophies like Chinese philosophy, and in Islam there are philosophies like Ibn Sina, who you call as Avicenna. Avicenna is a Latinized word for Ibn Sina. Ibn Sina was a great physician. Like Heinemann, he had a lot of things that he had brought forward, and he had opposed a lot of things, like Heinemann. So Heinemann, Ibn Sina, and all people who were opposing what was known, for which they suffered. Like, for example, it was, I think, in the 2nd century AD, Ptolemy said the sun goes round the earth. It's called the geocentric concept. Now, it's going round the earth. Yeah, correct, yeah. For nearly 500 years, every so-called scientist said sun goes round the earth. Then in the 7th century, Copernicus came, a Greek. He was a Pole, but he was born in Greece. This Copernicus said, no, earth goes round the sun. And that was a thing, that was something very, very against the accepted norm. They wanted to kill him. And that was not accepted for 200 long years. Because now we know the earth goes round the sun. But still we don't know whether the earth is flat or round. See, very interesting things. A lot of things we don't know. But we think what is written in our books, what is taught in our school is the ultimate thing. So we believe that. We become asses. So you should be able to look back and ask, what is it that the teacher is trying to put on my back? I always jokingly tell my students, don't be an ass carrying the washerman's clothes that I put on your back from the river to the washerman's house and back, and then finish your life. Occasionally be an inquiring ass. Find out what's on my back. Are they all shirts? Are they all saris? Find out. That's very interesting, isn't it? You don't do that. Because you can't ask questions in the class. Teacher doesn't like it. And it's not in the syllabus. I had a very interesting story in a school. I sometimes go to school and talk to these kids. One kid complained to me, sir, my teacher asked me to write a composition on the zoo of my imagination. So I wrote, sir, my zoo has giraffe which has got 100 feet long neck and it can even catch moon and bring it down and things like that. My teacher gave me 0, sir. I went and asked her, why 0? She said, no, that's not the zoo. Zoo is in the book. You must write like that. But madam, you said write the zoo of your imagination. You didn't ask me to write the zoo of your imagination, my imagination. But on the payanukku 0 தான் கிடைச்சது. So Copernicus 0 தான் கிடைக்கும். புரிஞ்சுதா? ஆனா you must have the courage to get that 0 and still be happy about it. When I wrote the book called What Doctors Don't Get to Study in Medical School, it was reviewed by an Indian great scientific journal called the National Medical Journal. 2-page review. In short, it said the author is a fool, a bloody fool. He doesn't know English, he doesn't know science, he doesn't know medicine, and he must be in the mental hospital, and this book must be banned. Blah, 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 he wrote. And he did a great service to me, because they had published 5,000 copies. They were all sold in 1 week. Then a review came from British Medical Journal. They wrote, the editor wrote, Richard Smith wrote, this is not a textbook of medicine as claimed by the author, but is a holy text of medicine written by a prophet. Then they opened the eyes. It must come from the West. Then the then health minister of Britain, one Nicholas Ray, he is a doctor himself. He wrote a beautiful review of the book. He said there are a lot of important things which can save life, money for our NHS. So I have sent it to the Prime Minister to look at that. So see, this is how we look at it. We have our jaundice glasses. We look through our jaundice glasses. A lot of people curse me, a lot of people play, but you must have the courage to say what you think is right. I may be a bloody fool. I always tell people, I know I'm a fool. What is the problem? You call me a fool, I'm happy. But a fool thinks he's always wise. Then the problem comes. I was invited here some years ago, some 10 years ago, for a very famous lecture. And the lecture was nominated by them. It's some trust, Santam Auditorium, about 2,000 people. Madras audience is very intelligent. I always miss a beat when I stand to talk in Madras. So the subject was quantum physics and ancient Indian wisdom. So I spoke for 1 hour. 1 hour they questioned me. They gave a standing ovation and I went home. I was a vice chancellor then. I get a letter. This letter, not anonymous letter, signed letter in letterhead. Dear Professor Hegde, you are a fool, number one. You are also an idiot. Second sentence. Third sentence. Shankara is also an idiot. Between the two of you, don't try to confuse the word. Next time you come to Chennai and talk about quantum physics and this, we will throw rotten eggs on your face. I enjoyed the letter. It had a name, so and so. So I wrote him a nice letter. Dear Sri so and so, thank you very much for your sentiments and the nice letter that you have written to me. However, I may not agree with your views. You may think I am an idiot. It's okay with me because I know what I am. So why should I worry about what you think I am? But next time you get angry, you only get angry with me. Leave Shankara alone. He's somebody you and I can't think about. Forget about him. Why talk about Shankara, Prophet Muhammad, Jesus Christ? Forget about them. Next time you be angry with me, you in any use, you know rotten eggs or rotten tomatoes, I am happy. Man's ego got punctured because he thought I will feel idiot and sonna apdi ipdi. Near vanda Manipalke, touched my feet and said, "Sir, I am enlightened today. Next time you come to Chennai, please come to my house. My wife makes nice sambar. இந்த சின்ன வெங்காய சாம்பார் நல்ல பண்ணும்." We have become good friends. அவன் என்னத்துக்கு எழுதுனா, he was the part of another organization which hated Shankara. See, we hate each other so much. கடைசியில் அவனுக்கு சொன்னேன் நான் ஒரு நாளைக்கு, பாருப்பா இந்த பசங்கள்ல இருக்காங்களே அவங்க எல்லாம் பெரிய ஆளுங்க, அவங்க திங்க் பண்றாங்க, சேம் திங் தேர் லுக்கிங் at a different view. See, there were 3 acharyas, Ramanuja, Shankara and Madhva. They looked at what is called God. Nobody has seen God. They had their own viewpoint, so they wrote, what is wrong in it? What is wrong? There's nothing wrong in it. But you hate yourself. Then you say, Christians hate me or Islam hates me. No, nobody hates you. Every religion says the same thing. What is the spirituality? Caring and sharing. Whether it is Islam, whether it is Christianity or Hinduism, what is that? Sharing and caring. That's called spirituality. The definition of spirituality is sharing and caring. What does Hinduism say or Sanatana Dharma says? Tena, tyaktena, bunjitaha. Rejoice in giving. What does Islam say? Zukat. Give. And what does Jesus say? It's not for thee alone. Pass it on. Pass it on. Just to try this. You try to see one person smiling because of you every day. You don't have to go to the doctor. I can assure you that. You worry about what can I do for others. Paropakarartha vidam shariram. Then yourself say, aha, this is my man. I will keep him alive. Do you know what cells are so powerful? Supposing you get a heart attack, let us say, God forbid. Supposing you get a heart attack, what happens? A part of the heart dies. This is called cell death. The cells have died there. Cell death. Okay. Then what happens, do you know? Immediately the surrounding cells say, oh, my brother has died. Let me go there and help him. They slip out and come and occupy this place. See? That's what cell slipping. Then the cells are held by a mother called fibroblast. Blast in Latin is mother. So the mother says, hey, where is my son gone? Today, if you want to know where your son is, you must go to the police station. But not that mother. That mother knows my son has gone to help somebody. Did you understand that? My son has gone to help somebody. So the mother says, I will also help. So what does the mother do? She produces more fiber. So more fiber. And that's called fibroblastic proliferation. Stage 3. Then the cells in the far out says, oh my God, my brother has died there. I can't slip and go there. I will become stronger so that my heart becomes stronger. They hypertrophy. 4. Hypertrophy. See, you have a normal heart. Supposing you had a heart attack and you have not died, because 60% of people who get a heart attack die before they know a heart attack, because they don't get a heart attack, they die of electric death. The other 40% bakras are the ones who come to us. And if this bakra for some reason doesn't go to the doctor and survives, he survives a beautiful heart again. Normal heart. It's called remodeling of the heart. And that doesn't happen if you come to us because we give drugs which nullify this. Did you get that? So that doesn't mean if you get a pain, severe pain and a heart attack, say, I'm not going there, I'll rectify. உங்களுக்கு தெரியலன்னா சும்மா இருங்க. Your immune system tells you, if it can't help you, it gives you a symptom, which means go to your friend and take some help. And who is the friend? Your family doctor. So when you have a symptom, even if it's a small symptom, see your family doctor. When you don't have a symptom, don't see a doctor. As long as you are happy and healthy, how do you know you are healthy? Very easy. Do you have enthusiasm to work? Do you have enthusiasm to be compassionate? You are healthy. So Ayurveda says, Samadatuhu samagnischa samadoshaha malakriya prasannatma indriyamana swasta itya vidhyate. You shit well, you piss well, you eat well, you drink well, you walk well, you work well, and you don't hate nobody, you are healthy. Do you get that? Any one of these things are in trouble, there's something trouble. A lot of people say, I have constipation. Because you are so tense that your gut is also tense. It's not relaxing at all. You relax, it comes out. Like, the municipal lorry draining it out, it just comes out. But, நீங்க போய் முக்கி என்ன ஆகுது? முக்கி ஒரு ஹர்னியா வருது. இங்க ஒரு பல்லு ஃபைல்ஸ் வருது. இப்போ இங்க ஒரு இன்னொரு ஹர்னியா வருது. இல்லைன்னா ஒரு ஹார்ட் அட்டாக் வருது. Because you get valsalvam ஒரு முக்குன்னு என்ன தெரியுமா? You are breathing out against closed glottis. போச்சு. So there are very simple things. Love everyone, eat in moderation, sleep well, take good air, and then take sun, and then walk on the wet earth. You are fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. As a token of our love and affection, we would like to present Dr. Hegde with a small memento.
Oh, that's yours. Thank you very much. That's good. But Nadula, if you play a cinema, for the next meeting, you correct. Come. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಗ ಆಯ್ಯೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್
To you.
Mark Twain wrote, "Do not try to know about health books and don't read health books because you may die of a misprint." வேண்டாம், அது உங்களுக்கு வேண்டாம், நீங்க வீட்டில் பண்ண முடியாது. But doctors know, but normally they don't do it because they want to angiogram. So that's the problem. நீங்க அங்க போய் சண்டை போடாதீங்க டாக்டர் கிட்ட, அவங்க என்ன கொந்துரும். சிம்பிள் டெஸ்ட் அது. See, signs of inflammation, அவ்வளவுதான். நான் சொன்னேனே அது it's an inflamed plaque. It's called a hot plaque. And the other one that we showed 90% is called cold plaque. Now nobody dies of that cold plaque. It's a cold plaque is good. If you don't have a cold plaque, I have a simple test, say a simple yoga exercise to get that. If your heart has no blocks, that kind of block, because those blocks are very important. As the blocks are coming, God gives you bypass. God given bypass is like a normal thing. Simple pranayama. You do a different type of pranayama. You stand like this. You breathe in. Breathe in. Now breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. I'm breathing out. I'm not breathing at all. I'm breathing out. I'm sitting. No chair. I'm sitting. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Then breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணேன் நானு? I gave hypoxia for that few seconds that I was sitting. I gave no oxygen to my seconds that I was sitting. I was not breathing, so oxygen was not coming. So we have too much oxygen in the atmosphere in seaside. Rishis in Himalayas, they live long because they have very little oxygen. பழைய காலத்துல நம்ம என்ன நினைச்சிருந்தா எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஆக்சிஜன் கொடுக்கணும். இப்ப சினிமா என்றால் ஓல்டு சினிமா, எம்ஜிஆர் சினிமால பாத்தீங்கன்னா யாருக்கும் அது ஹார்ட் அட்டாக் வந்துச்சுன்னா உடனே ஒரு மாஸ்க், ஆக்சிஜன் மாஸ்க் போடுவாங்க இல்லையா? Now we know that oxygen mask killed most of us. Because when you get a heart attack, you must not have too much oxygen. And if you don't give oxygen to your heart, the heart tries to get new vessels growing. It's called hypoxia stimulus. So this is a simple exercise. You can do it every day. In addition to that, when you are doing sitting there, you are exercising your knee, you are exercising your hip,
You are exercising all your muscles. So easy. And if you did it every day, don't try to do it on the first day like that. You will fall down. Do it slowly. Slowly. Anything you do it moderately. நீ போய் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் போய் பிஏ கிளாஸ் போக முடியாது, கிண்டர் கார்டனுக்கு தான் போகணும். அப்படி போய் பிஏ போகணும், அப்புறம் எம்ஏ போகிறது. பட் சம் பீப்புள் ட்ரை டு கோ டு எம்ஏ வித்வுட் கோயிங் டு கிண்டர் கார்டன் கிளாஸ். தட்ஸ் வேர் த ப்ராப்ளம் கம்ஸ்.
Answers not guaranteed.
Good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon, Dr. Hegde. I would just like to request you to share a couple of words about one of your former articles on coconut oil. It's a very famous article. I believe some of us here may not have heard you talk about it. So just like to ask you to share.
தண்ணி குடிச்சிட்டு சொல்லு. கருப்பு தண்ணி இல்ல, பச்சை தண்ணி.
இந்த கருப்பு தண்ணி தெரியுமில்ல, கள்ளு, அது குடிக்காதீங்க. வெரி பேட். ஆல்கஹால் இஸ் நாட் குட் ஃபார் ஹார்ட். Even wine, green, red wine, blue wine, white wine, all wine bad. Even a drop of alcohol is bad for the heart because alcohol kills the heart first, brain later. And by the time it kills the brain, you walk like that because you can't walk straight because your cerebellum is all gone. Each peg will damage the cells. Anyway, coming back to your friend, coconut oil. There are only two fats in the world who are identical and good for human beings. One, of course, cannot be disputed, is mother's milk. It can't be poison, isn't it? The other one is coconut oil, because both of them have the same fat, which is called monolauric acid, sodium monolaureate. It's a wonderful fat. And if your child drinks only mother's milk for about 2 years, that child for 100 years will live without any disease. நீங்க கொடுக்கிறது ரொம்ப மோசம். You rob the cow of its milk for its child and eat it for your benefit. It's killing you because cow's milk is foreign protein. So foreign protein will react, and reaction, all kinds of allergies, everything comes. Cancer comes only by drinking cow's milk. But mother's milk, we can have a human milk bank. If mothers have more milk, they can bank it. And the only other thing, if a mother dies, even today, and the child infant, do you know what you give? Only coconut oil. If you give any other oil, the child will die. Because coconut oil and mother's milk get digested in the mouth, not in the intestine. A child doesn't have pancreatic lipase in the first year. So if you give your olive oil or your that oil like that, puts and puri coming, heart, healthy heart, or deadly things. And if you give that, the child will be dead. So you know which is good, right? But 1930s, up until 1930s in America, even bread was made with coconut oil. Then the farmers during the depression, they rebelled. They said, what about our soya? It's going waste. So the government made science. I didn't want to tell you that. Science is made by the government. Do you know what Western science is? A type of control over the colonies. What is the result of Western science today, philosophically? Fukushima, Chernobyl, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, all besides, all deadly things, making man a monster. All this because of science. Because science is not only a golem. I'll give you another book. It's called Against Method. Against Method. This is written by a great professor of science philosophy in the London School of Economics in Zurich. His name is Paul Feyerabend. Feyerabend. The book is called Against Method. நீங்க படிக்கணும். அந்த புக் படிச்சா all rubbish science that you're talking about, you will be surprised. Einstein's theory of relativity பெருசல்ல போய் பேசுறாங்களே, ஸ்கூல்ல இப்போ படிச்சு கொடுக்குறாங்க. Einstein's theory was only a theory and in practice it didn't prove right. 16 studies showed Einstein was wrong, but Einstein's friend was there who Einstein helped to get the Nobel Prize. His name is Sir Arthur Eddington. Periyal. Sir Arthur Eddington repeated the study and said, Einstein is right. These 16 people are wrong. It is science. So, coconut oil was demonized because they wanted to sell soy oil. So, they created jati among oils. Ayyangar, Kanagi, ella vandanga. Eppadi vandanga? Fat, bad fat, good fat, cholesterol, adu, idu, saturated fat, unsaturated fat. God given only one fat, two fats, mother's milk and coconut oil. Ippa Americans are saying that. And professors in Harvard are saying, by demonizing coconut oil, we have killed millions of people in the world. So let us now at least say coconut oil is good.
Doctor, regarding sunlight, whether which is good, sir, doctor? Morning, evening sunlight, or this one here? And noon, at the noon time, we can get attracted with the UV rays and all, right?
All that morning, evening, night, ella UV rays தான் வருது. Nightல வரல. எப்போ UV rays தான் வருது. Ultraviolet rays only come. But what you are saying is, you can't tolerate the noon sun in Madras because of the heat. So avoid that. I am not asking you to sit in the morning sun is good for two reasons. A, the heat temperature is not very high in the morning. It's cool morning. Sit there. And second thing is it comes at an angle. So it won't directly hit you like 12 o'clock sun on top. Evening also is nice. So but if you even can expose to midday sun, it's still good. It won't kill you. Skin color. அதனால ஸ்கின் கலர் இருக்கு நமக்கெல்லாம் ஸ்கின் கலர் இப்படி வருது இந்த சன்லைட் பிகாஸ் சன்லைட் only. You think Europeans are a different race? No, there is no sunlight all. That's why they are fair. We are dark because nature wants us to be dark because we have more melanin to protect our inner structures from this ultraviolet light. You simply look at Polynesian Islands, upper Polynesian Islands near America. They are big and they are white, absolutely white like Europeans. You come to melanin zones near somewhere in China area. They are still white, not very white, but they are okay. And then you come down to Micronesia, Ceylon, India, etc. in southern part. We are very dark, very very good, protects us. Sun doesn't kill you. Nature knows how to see. There is a nice thing. Who is feeding garden in the forest? There's a beautiful song in Kannada. I can't repeat that in Tamil. ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ತುದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರು ರಕ್ಷವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟೆ ಎರೆದು ನೀರು ಎರೆದವರಾರು. Who gardens, who waters the tree there in the forest? Nobody. ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸಿದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿತ ಒಡೆಯನಾಗಿರರು. Why do you worry as long as nature knows how to protect that tree? You go to the redwood forest in America, there are trees which are 1,000 years old. You can carbonate them. 1,000 years old. Do you know how they are protected? Occasionally there will be wildfire in the forest. When the fire comes, lot of things get burnt, ashes come. So there are lot of nitrogen. You don't have to have fertilizer. But see how nature works. We killed all the germs, no? நீ அதுல பாக்குறீங்க கிருமி இருக்கு, அது கிருமி வரும், இது போட இந்த என்னமோ சோப் போடுவாங்க, அது எல்லா கிருமி சத்து போயிடும். எல்லா கிருமி சத்து போனா நீ கூட சத்து போற. Because you are germ. In your body, for every 9 cells of germs, your one cell is there. In your gene, there are 23,000 human genes, but 2.5 trillion germ genes. So we are germs actually. So when a doctor says, oh, appaku idha sikkinda unukku varudhu, poi appaku irundhu nee appavoda son illa, nee germoda son. Unukku appavoda koncha genes irukku, and the germoda nariya genes irukku. So we breathe germs, we live germs. Between the mouth and the anus, you got 10 to the power 13 germs. That is 100 trillion germs. And we give these antibiotics and kill the germs, and then simple bugs kill you. Today the treatment for that is, you know what? You will be shocked. American treatment, shit. You take human shit from another healthy person, 250 cc of good shit, emulsify it, put it in a rice tube, patient is all right in the evening. They have a name for that, fecal transplant. So American son is fecal transplant. ரொம்ப நல்லது. முரார்ஜி தேசாய் பிசு குடிச்சானா சிரிப்பாங்க இல்லையா? இப்போ அமெரிக்கால கொடுக்குறாங்க ஆட்டோ யூரின் தெரப்பி. Cow's urine is a patent in there. So it must come from America, then it becomes scientific. If it is India, it is unscientific. Fecal transplant is a very big treatment now. It saves people, otherwise they die like flies in the intensive care unit. You go to the intensive care unit, feed the hospital's coffers, and then go up. Nobody goes straight now. They go via intensive care unit.
Morning, Doctor. My name is Anand. I'm Anand. Yeah, exactly. I'm practice a journalist. It is. A small doubt it is. It's actually a epilepsy type of disease. The Valipu Noi varudhu. Valipu Noi.
Epilepsy.
Epilepsy. See, most of the lot of persons, it's very small to even high level persons are affected. These things nowadays even. See, everybody is in the doctor, especially in the English medicine. They give variety of medicines in the very long period, even if it is one time or two times. But these persons are continuously don't miss anything. It's what you tell in the 1 hour before. See, if it is happen, originally the market rate also is very high. So how the persons can understand this is for the 2 or 3 days problem will be in the lifelong disease, then there is a back effect also is there.
Good. Very good question. You are a very intelligent man, I tell you. உட்காருங்க, நான் சொல்றேன். Very interesting. See, epilepsy is a symptom. Fits and சொல்லுவோம் நம்ம. But that has got thousands of causes. Cancer in your brain can give you epilepsy. An infection in a part of the brain can give you epilepsy. Simple, in the worms, cysts in the brain can give you epilepsy. Lot of things. And when there is nothing wrong with the brain also, you can have a focus of electricity which discharges. All these epilepsies require treatment, though, of course, it's true. As what you said is true. Even you made a very interesting point. ஒரு தடவை fits வந்தா lifelong கொடுப்பாங்க. But scientifically it shows, if the fits doesn't come repeat for another 1 or 2 years, you should not give treatment. அது என்ன தெரியுமா, சிம்பிள் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் இருக்கு, வெரி சீப் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட், அது கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. இப்ப எல்லாம் காஸ்ட்லி ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் தான் கொடுப்பாங்க. ரைட். Number one, last, having said all that, don't treat yourself because you don't. When patient should not treat, you must find out what is wrong. Something is wrong in the brain, then of course you have to treat that, not the fits. Supposing somebody has a stroke, he has to treat that. Suppose somebody has a cancer, that has to be treated, not the fits. Fits is a symptom, not a disease, number one. But fits க்கு இப்போ மருந்து இல்லாம ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பண்ற மெத்தட் கூட இருக்கு. There are a lot of people researching. There is a man who has become now an Indian. He's an American professor of neurology in San Diego. அவன் பேரு டேவிட் ஷானனாஃப் கல்சான். டேவிட் ஷானனாஃப், SHANNOFF கல்சா. அவன் இப்ப சிக் ஆயிட்டான், ஒரு டர்பனல்ல போட்டு தாடியெல்லாம் வச்சு சிக் ஆயிட்டான். அவருக்கு சிக்கு குரு அவருக்கு இதை சொல்லி கொடுத்தாரு. அவன் ஒரு கிரியா யோகான்னு பண்ணுவான். And he is a neurologist. He is a professor of neurology in San Diego. He's written a lot of articles, lot of books, and he's going around the world lecturing. He has a kriya yoga for epilepsy. That is epilepsy without a brain disease. புரிஞ்சுதா? அப்ப லைஃப் லாங் மறந்தே இருக்கணும்னு இல்லை. உங்களுக்கு வேணும்னா நீங்க எழுதுங்க, ஷானனாஃப் கல்சா எழுதிங்கன்னா, ஐ திங்க் ஷானனாஃப் கல்சா @gmail.com. இல்லைன்னா ஷானனாஃப் கல்சான்னு கூகுள்ல போடுங்க, வரும். அவனுடைய இதெல்லாம் வரும். நல்ல பையன். எஸ் சார். very good question. But நீங்க you are old enough to know, in the olden days பாம்பு கடிச்சா போஸ்ட் இது ரயில்வே போஸ்ட் மாஸ்டருக்கு ஒரு டெலிகிராம் அனுப்பினா வருது. எப்படி தெரியுமா? 99.9% of the time when a poisonous snake bites you, there is no poison in the snake. Snake கண்ணு இல்லை, அது அந்த டங், that is how it is finding its way, because snake eyes are on the sides, you can't see the forward. So anything comes, it bites.